Yan. So, good day everyone. This will be the first video discussion on dynamics of rigid bodies. So, in this video, we'll be talking about kinematics of particles. So, una, tingnan natin kung ano yung dynamics. So, dynamics is a branch of mechanics that deals with forces and their relation primarily to the motion but sometimes also to the equilibrium of bodies. So, pinag-aaralan natin dito yung forces and motion ng isang body or particle. So, sometimes yung forces acting on the body does not cause motion. So, yung body is in equilibrium. So, ayan. Dynamics. So, sometimes also to the equilibrium of bodies. So, tinitingnan natin dito yung forces acting on the body or particle, kung magkukos ba siya ng motion or hindi, at kung ano yung motion na yon na mangyayari sa ating body. So, yan yung dynamics. So, kinematics is the study of geometry of motion. It is used to relate displacement, velocity, acceleration, and time without reference to the cause of motion. So, tinitingnan lang natin dito yung displacement, velocity, acceleration, and time. Yung relationship ng mga to. And wala tayong pakialam kung ano yung nagkukos ng motion. Kung anong force ba yun. So, yun, yung importante lang dito is yung relationship ng apat na to. So, ito yung pinag-aaralan natin sa kinematics. So, ito is a branch of dynamics. So, meron siyang dalawang branches. Itong kinematics tsaka kinetics. So, tingnan naman natin yung isa, which is yung kinetics. It is the study of the relationship existing between the forces acting on a body, the mass of the body, and the motion of the body. So, dito, may pakialam na tayo sa forces na nag-a-act sa body. So, ano yung nagkukos ng motion? And syempre, di lang naman yung forces acting on the body yung tinitingnan natin dito. So, kailangan tingnan din natin yung mass ng body. So, ayan. It is used to predict the motion caused by given forces or determine the forces required to produce a given motion. So, ginagamit ito to predict yung motion na mangyayari kapag merong given na forces, or pwede rin itong gamitin to determine yung kinakailangang forces para yung body or particle is mag-move. So, ayan yung ating kinetics. So, we have here rectilinear motion. So, sa video na to, magfo-focus muna tayo sa general rectilinear motion. So, sa mga susunod na video, pag-uusapan din natin yung uniform rectilinear motion and curvilinear motion. So, first, we have here general rectilinear motion. So, rectilinear motion, position, velocity, and acceleration of a particle as it moves along a straight line. So, yung rectilinear motion is tinitingnan natin dito yung position, velocity, and acceleration ng particle or body natin na nag-move sa isang straight line. So, yan yung ating rectilinear motion. So, ito yung ating general rectilinear motion. So, from point O, ang point of origin natin, so, at time is equal to 0. So, ito, hindi pa nag-move yung ating body. So, yung distance na na-travel niya at time t is equal to x. So, from point O to point P, ang distance na yon ay tatawagan natin na x. And yung time na kinailangan para mag-move yung ating body or particle ay tatawagin natin na t. So, ito yung time na nag-move siya from point O to point P. And then, kapag nag-move naman yung ating particle to the tawag dito, to the right, some more. So, yung time na nag-pass from point P up to point P prime is delta T. So, yung time between point P and P prime is delta T. Yung total time naman from point O up to point P prime is T plus delta T. And yung distance travel niya from point P up to point P prime is delta X. So, tingnan natin yung average velocity niya. So, yung V average, or average velocity is equal to, so, di natin alam yung velocity niya kung nagbabago ba siya or constant. So, consider na lang natin na nagbabago siya. So, di natin alam yung velocity niya at any point. So, para makuha natin yung average velocity, tingnan na lang natin yung distance travel niya na delta x. So, yung velocity kasi natin is unit niya is distance per unit time. So, distance travel delta x over the time na nag-occur. So, time na kinailangan para mag-move siya ng delta x na distance, which is yung ating delta t. So, yan yung ating average velocity. Say for example, gusto nating malaman yung velocity niya at a certain time t. So, ang tawag natin doon ay instantaneous velocity. So, instantaneous velocity ang tawag natin sa velocity niya at a certain time t. So, yung ating instantaneous velocity, v is equal to yung ating limit ng ating average velocity as time or delta t approaches 0. So, ating instantaneous velocity, which is v, is equal to limit of average velocity as delta t approaches 0 or delta x over delta t as delta t approaches 0. So, sa tawag dito, sa differential calculus na klase ninyo, itong ganitong form ay pwede nating isimpli na i-write as dx over dt. So, yung ating instantaneous velocity at any time t is equal to dx over dt. So, yan yung ating instantaneous velocity. Tingnan naman natin yung ating average acceleration. So, yung ating average, A average is equal to, so, di naman natin alam kung constant yung acceleration or nagbabago-bago. So, ang ating average acceleration is equal to change in velocity over change in time. So, yung pagbabago ng velocity natin and the time it took na nagbago yung ating velocity. So, yan yung ating average acceleration. So, for example naman, gusto nating malaman yung acceleration at any time t. So, ang tawag doon ay instantaneous acceleration. Instantaneous acceleration. So, instantaneous acceleration yung tawag sa acceleration niya at a given time t. So, para makuha natin yon, a instantaneous acceleration is equal to the limit of a average as delta t approaches 0. So, itong a average is delta v over delta t as delta t approaches 0. Or we may simply write this as dv over dt. So, yung ating instantaneous acceleration is equal to dv over dt. So, ito yung mga important na formulas na kailangan natin para sa ating general rectilinear motion. So, ito, v is equal to dx over dt, or derivative of the function of x over with respect to time. And para sa ating instantaneous acceleration naman, we have here the derivative of the velocity function with respect to time. So, dv over dt. So, yan yung ating formulas for general rectilinear motion. So, ang general rectilinear motion, meron tayong cases. So, meron tayo ditong 6 cases. So, first is case 1 natin is yung position given as a function of time, or x is equal to f of t. Second case is velocity given as a function of time. So, v is equal to f of t. And then, pangatlo, we have a acceleration given as a function of time. So, yung given ng acceleration natin is a is equal to f of t, function ng time. And pang-apat, acceleration given as a function of position. So, a is equal to f of x. So, x function. And next, we have acceleration given as a function of velocity. So, a is equal to f of v, function of v. And lastly, we have velocity given as a function of position, or v is equal to f of x. So, yan yung mga cases natin sa ating general rectilinear motion. Okay, so we have here our first example. So, the motion of a particle is expressed as x is equal to 6t squared minus t cubed, where x is the position of the particle in meters and t is the time in seconds. The particle is located 5 meters to the left of 0 when t is equal to 1 second. Determine the position, velocity, and acceleration of the particle when t is equal to 2 seconds. Determine the total distance traveled by the particle after 7 seconds. So, ayan. So, for our solution, so una, tingnan muna natin yung positive and negative direction ng ating particle. So, tingnan natin kung yung positive ba is to the left, or negative yung to the left, or positive yung to the right, or negative yung to the right. Tingnan muna natin. So, sabi sa problem, the particle is 5 meter to the left of O, or origin, when t is equal to 1 second. So, una, substitute muna natin yung t is equal to 1 second sa ating function. So, function ng ating particle. So, x is equal to 20. Wait lang. When t is equal to 1 second, so x is equal to 6. So, t squared is 1 squared. Then, minus t cubed. So, 1 cubed. So, x will be equal to 5 meters. So, positive ito. So, 5 meters. So, positive ito, meaning yung ating positive is to the left. So, lahat ng positive natin is to the left. Kasi sabi sa problem, to the left of O siya nung t is equal to 1 second. So, ayan, positive to the left, and yung ating negative is to the right. So, established na yung ating positive values and negative values. So, kapag positive yung makukuha natin na x, meaning to the left ng origin yung location ng ating particle. Kapag naman negative is to the right ng point of origin yung location ng ating particle. So, tingnan natin yung unang tinatanong. So, A. Determine the position, velocity, and acceleration of the particle when t is equal to 2 seconds. So, una, tingnan natin yung kanyang position. So, when t is equal to 2 seconds. So, when t is equal to 2 seconds. So, tingnan natin yung kanyang position muna. So, yung position niya is equal to x. So, substitute lang natin yung 2 sa ating formula. So, 6, 2 squared minus 2 cube. So, yan. X will be equal to 16 meters. So, 16 meters, positive yung makukuha natin dito. So, it is to the left of O. So, yan yung kanyang position. Answer. So, next, tingnan natin yung kanyang velocity. So, V is equal to dx over dt with respect to time, the derivative of the x with respect to time. So, that will be, differentiate lang natin yung ating position formula. So, ito siya, x is equal to 6t squared minus t cube. So, differentiate lang natin siya. So, that would be equal to 12t. So, 6 times 2 will be 12. T minus, so 3t squared. So, para makuha natin yung kanyang velocity at t is equal to 2 seconds. So, when t is equal to 2 seconds, so velocity will be equal to 12 times 2 minus 3 times 2 squared. So, velocity will be equal to 12 meter per second. So, positive yung nakuha natin. So, yung direction ng velocity is to the left. So, yan yung direction ng ating velocity. So, yan yung velocity when t is equal to 2 seconds. Next, tingnan natin yung kanyang acceleration when t is equal to 2 seconds. So, yung acceleration is equal to dv over dt. So, differentiate lang natin itong 12t minus 3t squared. So, that would be equal to 12 minus, so 3 times 2 will be 6. So, 2 minus 1 will be 1. So, 60. So, when t is equal to 2 seconds, so, substitute lang natin sa A. So, A will be equal to 12 minus 6 times 2. So, A will be equal to, so 12 minus 6 times 2 will be 12 minus 12. So, 0 meter per second square. So, meter per second square. So, yan yung acceleration niya when t is equal to 2. So, next, sa letter B, yung tinatanong is, so yan, letter B, determine the total distance traveled by the particle after 7 seconds. So, pakita lang natin yung itsura ng travel ng ating particle. So, ito yung origin. So, when t is equal to 2 seconds, nakatravel siya to the left ng 16 meters. So, yan yung ating travel ng ating particle. So, tingnan natin yung kanyang position when t is equal to 7 seconds. So, total distance travel. So, when t is equal to 7 seconds. So, substitute natin ito sa function f of x. Sorry, sa position na equation natin, which is x is equal to 6t squared. So, t is equal to 7. So, 6 multiplied by 7 squared minus 7 cube. So, t cube. So, x will be equal to, so, makukuha natin dito is negative 49 meters. So, meaning, negative, yung nakuha natin, kung yung establish natin kanina, positive is to the left, and negative is to the right. So, meaning, x is equal to 49 meters to the right of O. So, yung position niya is when t is equal to 7 seconds, so ilayo na lang natin konti, 49 meters daw siya to the right of O. So, when t is equal to 7 seconds. So, meaning, somewhere between 2 seconds and 7 seconds, nag-iba yung direction ng movement ng ating particle. So, kasi kanina, pag ganito yung direction niya, ngayon, pag ganito na. So, nagpaganito siya. Somewhere between 2 seconds and 7 seconds. So, kailangan natin malaman kung anong time yon. So, para makakuha natin yon, tingnan natin kung kailan nag-zero yung velocity niya. Kasi, yun yung time na nag-iba yung direction ng ating particle. So, when v is equal to 0. So, titingnan natin yung time kung ano yung time na nag-iba yung kanyang direction. So, 0 yung ating velocity. So, gamitin natin yung velocity na formula. So, 12t minus 3t squared. So, solving for t. So, 0 is equal to t 12 minus 3t squared. So, solving for t is equal to 0 or, sorry, wait lang, yan. Ba't may squared kasi doon? T is equal to 0 or t is equal to 4. So, syempre, nung 0, pag ganito pa lang yung direction niya. So, nung t is equal to 4 yung critical na time dito. So, titingnan natin yung t is equal to 4. So, somewhere dito siya. T is equal to 4 seconds. So, ang tinatanong dito is yung total distance traveled, hindi yung position niya at 7 seconds. Kasi yung position niya at 7 seconds is ito na siya kung yung position niya at 7 seconds yung tinatanong. Ang tinatanong is yung kung ano yung total distance traveled. So, kailangan natin malaman kung ano yung travel niya this distance. So, syempre, yung pag-travel niya pa ganito, kailangan niya rin i-travel ulit pa ganito. So, ayan. So, when t is equal to 4 seconds, tingnan natin yung kanyang position. So, x is equal to, when t is equal to 4 seconds, so 6 t squared. So, 4 squared minus 7. Sorry. Kopya ka naman na ito. So, 4 cube. So, x will be equal to, so, when t is equal to 4 seconds, wait lang, x will be equal to 32 meters. So, 32 meters. So, positive ito. So, meaning to the left. To the left of O. So, ito yung position niya when t is equal to 4 seconds. So, bale, 16 meters siya. Ilipat na lang natin onte. Yan. So, 16 meters somewhere dito. Ito is, distance na to is 32 meter. So, nag-travel siya ng 32 meters this direction. Tapos, syempre, para makapunta siya dito sa point na to, is kailangan niya rin ulit i-travel yung 32 meters. So, yung total distance travel niya will be equal to, total distance travel is equal to 32 meters plus 32 meters plus 49 meters. So, total distance travel will be equal to 113 meters. So, ito yung kanyang total distance travel in 7 seconds. Okay, so we have here our next example. So, example for case 2. So, the velocity of a particle moving along a straight line is given by V is equal to 5t squared minus 20t minus 15, where t is the time in seconds and v is the velocity in meter per second. The particle is moving to the right when t is equal to 2 seconds. Determine the acceleration of the particle when t is equal to 3 seconds, the displacement during the interval from t is equal to 2 seconds to t is equal to 4 seconds, the total distance traveled by the particle during the interval from t is equal to 2 seconds to t is equal to 4 seconds. Then D, the average velocity of all the particle during the interval from t is equal to 2 seconds to t is equal to 4 seconds. And lastly, determine the average acceleration of the particle during the interval from t is equal to 2 seconds to t is equal to 4 seconds. So, tingnan natin. So, una, tinatanong sa atin yung acceleration ng particle when t is equal to 3 seconds. So, bago yan, tingnan muna natin yung kanyang direction. Kung ano yung positive direction and negative direction. So, ayan. So, una, sabi doon, yung velocity niya, wait lang, velocity niya when t is equal to, ano yan? 2 seconds. So, moving to the right daw siya. So, meaning, the right yung velocity niya when t is equal to 2 seconds. So, to the right dapat siya. So, kung ano yung man yung lumabas dito, kung positive or negative, to the right yung direction na yon. So, v, when t is equal to 2 seconds, tingnan natin yung velocity na yan. So, 5 multiplied by 2. So, 5t squared. So, 2 squared minus 20t minus 20 times 2 plus 15. So, velocity is equal to, so, negative 5 meter per second. So, yung direction na tong negative is to the right. So, v is equal to 5 meter per second to the right. So, meaning, ang established direction natin is to the right ang negative and then to the left naman yung ating positive. So, ayan yung ating mga direction. So, tinatanong yung acceleration when t is equal to 3 seconds dito. So, tingnan natin. So, yung acceleration equal siya sa dv over dt. So, derivative ng ating velocity with respect to time. So, acceleration is equal to, so, 5t squared. So, that will be equal to 10t minus 20t. So, that will be 20. And plus 15 will be 0. So, 10t minus 20. So, when t is equal to 3 seconds. So, yung kanyang acceleration is equal to 10t. So, 10 times 3 minus 20. So, that will be equal to 10 meter per second square. So, positive yung kanyang, yung lumabas dito. So, kung positive is, yung kanyang direction will be, ito, to the left. So, to the left yung direction nito. So, ito yung kanyang acceleration when t is equal to 3 seconds. So, next. So, tinatanong dito, yung displacement. So, hindi to yung total distance na na-travel niya. So, iba pa yon sa letter C siya. So, displacement during the interval from t is equal to 2 seconds and t is equal to 4 seconds. So, una, tingnan muna natin yung kanyang function for position. So, para makuha natin yun, given tayo ng formula ng velocity. So, yung velocity natin is equal to dx dt. So, dx is equal to v dt. So, kung i-integrate natin yan, makakuha tayo ng function ng x with respect to time. So, equal siya sa integral ng v dt. So, yan yung ating gagawin. So, yan. Substitute na lang natin dito yung ating velocity na function. So, velocity is equal to 5t squared minus 20t plus 15 and then dt. So, yan. X will be equal to, integrate natin siya, 5t, so, cube over 3 minus 20t squared over 2. So, gawin na lang natin, isulat na lang natin siya as 10. So, 10t squared plus 15t. And then, huwag kakalimutan kapag nag-integrate, meron yung constant of integration natin. So, plus c. So, ayan. So, tingnan natin yung kanyang travel at t is equal to 2 seconds and t is equal to 4 seconds. Wait lang. So, when t is equal to 2 seconds, so, yan. Substitute natin. X is equal to 5 times 2 cube over 3 minus 10 times 2 squared plus 15 times 2 and then plus c. So, x2. So, tawagin na lang natin tong x2 kasi may para mas madaling maalala. So, x2 will be equal to 10 over 3 plus c. So, yan yung ating x2. So, try naman natin na isolve when t is equal to 4 seconds. So, when t is equal to 4 seconds, so, tawagin na lang natin siyang x4. So, x4 will be equal to 5 multiplied by 4 cube minus 10 multiplied by 4 squared. Wait lang, over 3 to. So, over 3 plus 15 multiplied by 4 and then plus c. So, yan yung ating x4. So, x4 will be equal to 20 over 3 plus c. So, tingnan natin kung ano yung x2 tsaka x4. So, pareho silang positive. Wait lang. Wait lang. Yan. So, pareho silang positive. Tama ba? Oh, pareho silang positive. So, di natin alam yung value nitong plus C. Wait lang. Sorry. So, di natin alam yung value ng plus C. So, i-drawing na lang muna natin siya. So, ito, point of origin. So, bumase na lang muna tayo dito sa x4 tsaka x2 na merong value. So, dito na lang tayo bumase. So, x4. Wait lang. Sorry. So, mas malaki yung ating x4. So, meaning mas malayo ito sa point of origin. So, x4 ito. And then, ito yung na-travel niya at t is equal to 4 seconds. And then, yung ating x2 is mas maliit ng konti. So, ito yung kanyang na-travel at t is equal to 2 seconds. Kung gusto nating malaman is itong displacement niya between t is equal to 2 seconds and t is equal to 4 seconds. So, ito yung distance na gusto nating malaman. So, ano itong length na to or distance na ito. So, gagawin lang natin x4 minus x2. So, itong x will be equal to, so tawagin na lang natin siyang x. x4 minus x2. So, yan. X will be equal to, so x will be equal to 20 over 3 plus c. And then, minus 10 over 3 plus c. So, cancel ito. So, x will be equal to 10 over 3 plus c. So, ayan. Sorry, na-cancel pala yung plus c. So, 10 over 3 meters yung displacement niya between t is equal to 2 seconds and t is equal to 4 seconds. So, an alternate solution. So, clear lang natin to. Wait lang. So, wait. So, erase lang muna natin. So, pakita natin yung alternate solution. Wait, next na lang tayo. So, alternate solution, ito. Mas madaling solution. So, differentiate lang na, integrate lang natin siya. So, x4 and x2 dx equal to, so, between 4 and 2. So, ito, 5t squared minus 20t plus 15. So, ang makukuha natin dito is yung displacement niya between itong dalawang time na to. So, kapag in-integrate kasi natin siya, this one will be x. So, x4 to x2 is equal to, so, integrate natin ito. So, na-integrate naman natin siya kanina. So, input na lang natin yung ating mga values. Wait lang, pakita ko na lang. So, 5 over 3 t squared minus 10t plus 15. Wait lang. 20t 10t squared plus 15t. So, ine-evaluate natin siya from 2 to 4. So, this one will become x4 minus x2. So, ganito kapag nag-integrate. So, substitute natin yung 4 dito and then substitute yung 2. 5 over 3. So, 4 squared minus 10 times 4 squared plus 15 times 4 minus, bracket na lang tayo, 5 over 3. Substitute natin yung 2. 2 squared minus 10 times 2 squared plus 15 times 2. So, makukuha natin dito x4 minus x2. So, ito siya. Wait lang. x4 minus x2 is ito siya. X. So, yan yung makukuha natin. So, x4 minus x2 will be x. So, sulat na lang natin x. So, that will be equal to 10 over 3 meter. So, yan yung answer. Yan yung nakuha natin kanina. So, yung na-raise ko naman na. Sorry. So, ayan. That is an alternate solution. Okay. So, tingnan natin yung pangatlo. So, tinatanong dito yung total distance na na-travel ng ating particle during the interval t is equal to 2 seconds and t is equal to 4 seconds. So, nakita natin kanina na, so, from origin, so, ito. So, drawing ulit natin na lang. So, t is equal to 2 seconds. Dito na lang. So, x2. Tawagin natin siyang x2. So, t is equal to 2 seconds. And then, x4. So, x4. Sorry. Baba ko na lang. Ito. So, origin. x2. And then, t is equal to 2 seconds. X4. T is equal to 4 seconds. So, ito yung x natin kanina. Tinawag natin siyang x. So, ayan. Yan yung movement ng ating particle kanina. So, tinatanong dito yung total distance na na-travel niya. So, di natin alam kung merong, kung tuloy-tuloy ba na pag ganito talaga yung direction niya from t is equal to 2 seconds up to t is equal to 4 seconds. So, yung itsura naman, parang pag ganito lang yung direction niya, di ba? So, 2 seconds, pag ganito yung direction niya. 4 seconds, pag ganito pa rin yung direction niya. To the, tawag dito? To the left pa rin yung direction niya. Pero, di natin sure kasi posibleng may nangyari na between t is equal to 4 seconds and 2 seconds, pwedeng nag-reverse siya. Pwedeng somewhere dito. So, somewhere between 2 and 4 seconds, possible na nag-reverse siya na pumunta dito nung t is equal to 4 seconds. So, yan yung ating titignan. So, para makita natin kung merong reversal of motion, tingnan natin yung v is equal to 0. So, yung ating formula for v. So, ano yan? So, equate natin siya sa 0. So, 0 is equal to 5t squared minus 20t plus 15. So, ayan. V is equal to, in-equate natin siya to 0. So, let us try to divide this by 5. So, lipat ko na rin yung 0 sa kabila. So, this will be t squared minus 40. So, dinivide ko lang by 5 itong equation natin. Plus 3 is equal to 0. So, nilipat ko na sa kabila yung 0. So, this one will be equal to t minus 3 and t t minus 1. So, t is equal to 3 seconds and t is equal to 1 second. So, meaning, between 2 seconds and 4 seconds, critical dito yung t is equal to 3 seconds kasi meaning merong reversal of motion. So, meaning, yung t is equal to 3 seconds, so somewhere dito siya. So, tawagin natin itong distance na to as x3 and somewhere dito, nagbago yung kanyang direction. So, kanina, pag ganito lang, direction niya, ngayon, bumalik siya nung nag 3 seconds. Nagpaganito yung direction niya to the right. So, yan yung ating t is equal to 3 seconds. So, tingnan natin yung kanyang position na yan. Kung ano yung x3 na yan. So, x3, substitute lang natin sa formula natin ng x, which is 5 over 3 t cubed minus 10t squared plus 15t plus c. So, that would be equal to 5 over 3. Then 3 squared, 3 cubed. And then minus 10 times 3 squared plus 15 times 3 and then plus c. So, x3 will be equal to, so x3 will be equal to 0. So, 0 meter plus c. So, meaning x3 is equal to c. So, kailangan nating malaman is yung total distance travel. So, meaning, itong x na to plus this distance and then this distance. So, meaning, dalawang beses natin na i-add ito. Or, total distance traveled can simply be equal to, wait lang, x3. x3 minus x2 is itong distance na to. Yan. So, ito. x3 minus x2 is itong distance na to. Wait lang. I-gandahan ko ng onti yung drawing natin. So, x2, x2, x4, and then x3. So, itong distance na ito, ibahan ko na lang yung kulay. So, itong distance na ito, itong distance na to is equal to x3 minus x2. And then, itong distance naman na ito is equal to x3 minus x4. So, pwedeng pag-addin lang natin ito, x3 minus x4 and x3 minus x2, makukuha natin yung total distance na na-travel niya. So, ayan. So, possible na mangyari dito may mag-negative. So, kailangan mag-absolute value tayo kasi ang kinukuha lang naman natin is distance. Wala na tayong pakialam sa direction. So, D is equal to absolute value of, so, x3 minus x4. And then, plus absolute value of x3 minus x2. And total distance traveled will be equal to, so substitute natin yung ating x3. So, x3 is equal to c minus x4. So, x4 is, na yung x4 natin kanina, 20 over 3. So, 20 over 3 plus c. So, plus na lang natin dito. So, c minus, so, buuin na natin na lang na itong absolute value natin. So, c minus x2. So x2 was 10 over 3. So 10 over 3 plus c. So magka-cancel itong c dito. Then c dito. So negative 20 over 3 minus 10 over 3, that will be 30 over 3 or 10. So naka-absolute value tayo dito. So meaning total distance is 10 meters. So yan yung total distance travel between t is equal to 2 seconds and t is equal to 4 seconds. So yung next na tinatanong sa atin, tinatanong is the average velocity of all the particle during the interval from t is equal to 2 seconds and t is equal to 4 seconds. So yung average velocity, v average. So that is simply delta x over delta t. So change in x over change in t. So yung delta x natin is equal to x4 minus x2, which is nakuha na natin kanina, that is 10 over 3. And then delta t is equal to t4 minus t2, that will be 4 minus 2, and that is 2 seconds. So v average will be equal to 10 over 3 all over 2, and that will be equal to 10 over 6 meter per second, or v average will be equal to 5 over 3 meter per second. Yan yung ating average velocity between t is equal to 4 seconds and t is equal to 2 seconds. So last na tinatanong is the average acceleration of the particle during the interval from t is equal to 2 seconds and t is equal to 4 seconds. So a average is equal to delta v over change in time. So yung V2, nakuha na ata natin kanina. Oo, nakuha na natin kanina. So velocity when t is equal to 2 seconds. So v when t is equal to 2 seconds, wait lang. When t is equal to 2 seconds, v is equal to, so negative 5 siya kanina, meter per second. And then, di pa natin nakukuha is V4. So, tawagin na lang natin tong V2. So, V4 na lang tawag natin sa when t is equal to 4 seconds. Velocity when t is equal to 4 seconds, that will be V4 is equal to 5 multiplied by 4 squared minus 20 multiplied by 4 plus 15. And this one is equal to V4. So positive. So positive 15 meter per second. So yung delta V will be equal to V4 minus V2. And that will be equal to V4 was 15 meter per second minus V2, which is negative 5 meter per second, or yan. So mag-plus siya. Negative times negative is positive. So delta V will be equal to 20 meter per second. And yung delta T natin is 4 minus 2, which is 2 seconds. 2 seconds. So A average is equal to, average acceleration will be equal to 20 meter per second over 2 second, and that will be equal to 10 meter per second square. So, yan yung kanyang average acceleration. Ayan. Okay, so we have here our third example. So, case 3. So, the rectilinear motion of a particle is governed by the equation A is equal to 60 minus 4, where A is in meter per second square and T is in seconds, or S, seconds. Yan. So, when T is equal to 0, the acceleration of the particle is 4 meter per second square to the left. So, to the left siya nung T is equal to 0. During the interval from T is equal to 2 seconds and T is equal to 4 seconds, the displacement of the particle is 20 meter to the right. So, to the right. Determine the initial velocity of the particle and the velocity of the particle at the end of the displacement period. So, yung displacement period dito is ito yung tinutukoy niya. T is equal to 4 seconds. So, yung displacement period na yan. So, ano daw? Velocity. Yan, tama. Velocity ng particle when T is equal to 4 seconds. So, let us try to solve this. So, una, tingnan muna natin yung direction ng positive tsaka negative. So, when T is equal to 0, when T is equal to 0 seconds, so when T is equal to 0, A is equal to, so 60, 6 times 0, minus 4, and that will be equal to negative 4 meter per second square. So, ang sabi kanina sa problem, the acceleration A is tawag dito, the acceleration of the particle is 4 meter per second square to the left. So, 4 meter per second square, negative 4 meter per second square is to the left. Wait lang. 4 meter per second square to the left. Or ganito na lang. So, ito yung direction niya. At T is equal to 0. So, meaning, yung negative natin, negative values is in this direction to the left and positive values ay to the right. So, yan yung ating mga values kapag makakuha tayo ng positive or negative na value. So, ayan. So, ang tinatanong is velocity. So, kailangan natin ng velocity. So, A is equal to dv dt and velocity is equal to, so dv is equal to A dt. So, kapag in-integrate natin both sides, so, makakuha natin is velocity function with respect to time. So, yan. Yung A is 60 minus 4. So, substitute na lang natin siya dito. So, this will be equal to V integral of A dt or 60 minus 4. So, 60 minus 4 dt. So, integrate natin siya. Velocity will be equal to, so 60. So, 60 squared over 2, that will be equal to 3. Sulat na lang natin. So, 3t squared minus 40 and then plus c. So, yan yung ating velocity function. So, sabi dito, initial velocity yung kailangan natin. So, ito yung gagawin natin. So, integrate natin siya from V up to initial velocity which is VO. So, V to VO dv is equal to, so t up to origin time, which is 0. So t to 0 of the acceleration formula. So 60 minus 40 and dt. So integrate natin to. So this will be v evaluated from v to vo. And then this one will be equal to, so nag-integrate na tayo kanina, ito siya. So 3 t squared minus 40 evaluated from t to 0. So v minus vo will be equal to 3 t squared minus 40. Ayan. So v will be equal to 3 t squared minus 40 plus vo. So meron na tayong dalawang equation. So recall nyo na yung ating v is equal to dx over dt. So may silbi yung ano natin, yung 20 meters na given kanina. So v is equal to dx over dt. So dx is equal to v dt. Integrate both sides. So makakuha tayo ng formula with respect to x. So dito gamitin natin yung displacement niya from t is equal to 4 seconds to t is equal to 2 seconds. So 4 seconds and 2 seconds ilagay natin dito, and lagay natin x4 and x2 right here. So ayan. So integrate natin to. This one will be x evaluated from x4 to x2. And then this one will be equal to substitute natin yung formula ng ating v na meron tayong vo. So hindi itong merong plus c. So yung merong vo yung sa-substitute natin dito. So this one will be, palitan ko na lang to. So this one will be equal to 3t squared minus 4t plus vo dt. So integrate natin siya. This one will be equal to, so 3t squared t cube over 3. So this one will be t cube, magkakancel yung 3, minus 4t squared. So 4t squared over 2, that will be 2t plus vo t evaluated from 4 to 2 seconds to 4 seconds. So this one will be x4 minus x2. So sabi kanina, x4 minus x2, yung displacement is equal to 20. So diretso ko na lang. So this one will be 20 meters equal to, so substitute natin, 4 cube minus 2 times 4 plus vo times 4, then minus, so bracket, so 2 cube minus 2 times 2, and then plus vo multiplied by 2. So ayan. So solving for vo, so this one will be 20 is equal to 2 vo plus 32. So, tuloy natin dito sa taas. So 20 is equal to 2 vo plus 32. Solving for vo, vo will be equal to negative 6 meter per second. So, yung direction natin kanina, yung negative is to the left. So, VO, initial velocity, is equal to 6 meter per second to the left, yung kanyang direction. So, yan yung ating VO to the left. Next, we have here, tinatanong dito, the velocity of the particle at the end of the displacement period. So, V, tinatanong yung velocity when t is equal to 4 seconds. So, ano daw yung velocity when t is equal to 4 seconds? So, velocity when t is equal to 4 seconds, substitute lang natin sa ating velocity function. So, ito, yung function natin, velocity will be, ito na siya. So, nakuha naman na natin yung VO, which is negative 6. So, this one will be 3t squared minus 4t minus 6 plus VO, which is negative 6. So, ito yung velocity natin. So, 3t squared minus 4t minus 6. So, 3t squared, which is 4 squared. Tawag dito, minus 4 times 4. Minus 4 times 4, minus 6. So, minus 6. And the velocity when t is equal to 4 seconds, or tawagin na lang natin siyang V4, that will be equal to 26 meter per second. So, positive siya. So, positive is to the right. So, to the right yung kanyang direction. So, yan na lang. Arrow to the right yung susulat ko. So, yan yung ating answer for letter B. Okay, so next example we have here the case for example. So, acceleration as a function of x or position. So, the rectilinear motion of a particle is governed by the equation A is equal to 1/3 x raised to 1/2, where A is in centimeter per second square and x is in centimeter. When t is equal to 2 seconds, the particle is 16 centimeters to the right of the origin and has a velocity of 16/3 centimeter per second. To the right, so to the right of the origin, yung velocity na yan. And then, determine the acceleration when t is equal to 18 seconds. So, yan yung kailangan natin i-determine. So, yan. So, A is equal to 1/3 x raised to 1/2. So, 1/3 x raised to 1/2 or square root of x. So, yan. So, recall natin A is equal to dv dt and V is equal to dx dt. So, yung gagawin natin dito is i-equate natin itong equation na to tsaka itong isang to. So, this one will be dt is equal to dv over A and ito naman is dt is equal to dx over v. So, parehong dt. So, this one will be dv over A. Equate natin sila. And dx over v. So, transpose natin yung v dito sa kabila and yung A. So, this one will be v dv and that will be equal to A dx. So, integrate both sides. This one will be v squared And then, yung plus c niya, sa kabila na lang natin siya i-plus. So, b squared over 2 pala. So, sa kabila na lang tayo mag-plus c. And then, dito naman, palitan na lang natin itong a dito ng yung function ng a which is 1/3. X raised to 1/2. Kasi mag-i-integrate tayo with respect to x naman. So, ayan. So, 1/3 x raised to 1/2. This one will be 1/3. So, x raised to 1/2 plus 1 will be x raised to 3 over 2. X raised to 3 over 2 and then over 3 over 2. So, magka-cancel yung 3 and tataas yung 2. So, dito na lang tayo mag-plus c. Yung sa plus c sa kabila, dito na lang natin nilagay din. And then, b squared, multiply both sides by 2. That will be, magka-cancel itong 3. So, will be 2 x raised to 3 over 2. Multiplying both sides by 2. Down. This one will be 4 x raised to 3 over 2 plus c. So, ayan. Wait lang. Ay, dito magka-cancel. Magiging 9 ito. So, this one will be 4 over 9 x raised to 3 over 2 plus c. So, b squared is equal to 4 x raised to 3 over 2 plus c. So, meron tayong sinabi sa problem kanina na when t, wait lang, when t is equal to 12 seconds or time is equal to 12 seconds, sabi doon, the particle is 16 centimeter. So, x daw is equal to 16 centimeter to the right. Wait lang. 16 centimeter to the right. And then, yung velocity daw is, when t is equal to 12 seconds, velocity daw is 16 over 3 centimeter per second to the right naman kapag t is equal to 12 seconds. So, substitute natin dito. So, 16 over 3 is equal to 4 over 9 x raised to 3 over 2 which is 16 over 3 raised to 3 over 2 and then plus c. Makukuha natin yung c dito. So, calculator natin. So, c will be equal to 0. So, c is 0 meaning v squared is equal to 4 over 9 x raised to 3 over 2. So, wala na yung plus c natin. Or, pwede natin square root both sides. So, v will be equal to, so, square root ng 4 will be 2, square root ng 9 is 3, and then, square root nito, x raised to 3 over 4. So, ayan na yung ating equation. So, v is equal to, recall natin, v is equal to dx over dt and dt is equal to, ito, dt is equal to dx over v. So, dito tayo mag-work. So, dt is equal to dx over v. So, meron na tayong v dito na function which is in terms of x. So, this one, substitute natin siya dito. Sorry, 2/3 siya. Dito over 2. Substitute natin dito. So, 2/3 x raised to 3 over 4. So, dt will be equal to dx over 2/3 x raised to 3 over 4 or, para mas madali, 3 dx over 2 x raised to 3 over 4. So, integrating both sides. So, t will be equal to 3 over 2. So, x raised to negative 3 over 4 plus 1 will be x raised to 1/4. So, x raised to 1/4 over 1/4. So, magka-cancel ito plus c. So, 3 over 2. This one will be 3 over 2. May matitirang 2 dito. So, 2 times 3 will be 6. So, t is equal to 6x raised to 1/4 plus c. So, meron na tayong position equation na in terms of c. So, when t is equal to 12 seconds, ito, x daw is equal to 16 centimeter to the right. So, t is equal to 12. Substitute natin dito. T is equal to 12. 6x, x daw is equal to 16. 16 raised to 1/4 and then plus c. So, this one will be, yung c natin dito will be equal to 0. So, 0 pa rin. So, meaning, t is equal to 6x raised to 1/4. So, ayan yung ating t. So, transpose natin itong 1/4 tsaka itong 6. So, una, multiply both sides by 6 muna. So, divide both sides by 6. So, x raised to 1/4 will be equal to t over 6. And then, x is equal to, so, raised to 4 both sides. So, t raised to 4 over 6 raised to 4 is, so, 1296. So, x is equal to t raised to 4 over 1296. So, from dito, v is equal to dx over dt. So, integrate tayo. Differentiate. So, v is equal to derivative of x with respect to t. So, dx over dt. So, ito, differentiate natin ito. So, t cube for t cube over 1296. Tama. So, v will be equal to 1296 divided by 4. So, t cube over 1296 over 4. So, 3 to 4. So, 3 to 4. And then, alam naman natin, a is equal to dv over dt. So, a is equal to, differentiate natin itong function of v with respect to time. So, 3t squared over acceleration. So, 3 to 4. So, acceleration, a will be equal to 3 to 4 divided by 3. That will be t squared over 108. So, ayan. Wait lang. So, ang acceleration natin, when t is equal to 3, ano yung tinatanong? 18 seconds. When t is equal to 18 seconds, so yung acceleration is equal to, substitute natin dito yung 18. 18 squared over 108. So, a will be equal to 18 squared over 108. That will be 3 centimeter per second square. So, ayan. Di pa natin alam yung kanyang direksyon. So, para makuha natin yung kanyang direksyon, when t is equal to 12 seconds, so, saan tayo babase? So, x or v. So, mas madali sa v na lang. So, when t is equal to 12 seconds, v is equal to 12 cube over 3 to 4, which is v is equal to 16 over 3 centimeter per second. So, sabi kanina, yung velocity when t is equal to 12 seconds, ito, velocity is equal to 16/3 centimeter per second. And yung direction niya daw is to the right. So, ito yung naka-state sa problem natin. So, to the right ito, positive yung nakuha natin, meaning, itong to the right is, ang positive is to the right and ang negative is to the left. So, meaning, yung nakuha natin na acceleration, ang kanyang direction ay to the right. So, acceleration is equal to 3 centimeter per second square to the right. So, ayan. Ayan. So, next example we have here. The resistance to motion of a particle in air is approximately proportional to the square of its velocity v for speeds not exceeding 150 meter per second. Thus, the deceleration is given by the expression a is equal to negative kv squared. So, sabi dito, a is equal to kv squared. Kasi a is proportional to the square of its velocity. So, constant of proportionality itong k. So, kapag deceleration naman, lagay ka lang ng negative dito. So, ayan. Diyan nanggaling yung negative. A is equal to negative kv squared. Where k is taken to be a constant whose numerical value depends on the prevailing air conditions and the shape, roughness, and mass of, syempre, yung particle or body. So, if a particle which moves in a horizontal straight line is fired with an initial velocity of 50 meter per second for a condition where k is equal to 1 over 100 meter raised to negative 1. So, over 100. And in what distance and elapsed time will the velocity be reduced to 8 meter per second? So, ayan. So, A daw is equal to negative kv squared kasi magde-decelerate yan. And yung k is equal to 1 over 100. So, negative 1 over 100 v squared yung ating A. So, recall natin, A is equal to dv. So, dv dt. And dt is equal to dv over A. So, ayan. Meron na tayong working formula dito. So, substitute natin yung A dito. So, dt will be equal to dv over A, which is negative 1 over 100 v squared. So, ayusin lang natin ito. So, dt will be equal to negative 100 dv over v squared. So, tinatanong dito yung distance at elapsed time after firing na yung velocity is 8 meter per second. So, diretsuhin na natin. So, ano yung time na yon? So, let us call it as time t and then integrate natin siya. And yung origin or starting time is 0. So, at t is equal to 0, yung kanyang velocity is 50 meter per second. So, 50 meter per second. And ang gusto nating malaman is ano yung time na magiging 8 meter per second yung ating velocity. So, diretsuhin na natin to. So, t will be equal to sorry. Integrate natin to, dt will be equal to t and evaluated from t, which is yung time na gusto nating malaman, is equal to integrate natin to, this one will be negative 100. So v raised to negative 2 plus 1 will be v raised to negative 1 over negative 1, and then evaluated from 50 to 8, and then yan, substitute natin t minus 0, so t lang maiiwan dito, and then this one will be equal to negative 100, wait lang, negative, so positive 100, v raised to negative 1 is equal to v dito, so 100 over v, or substitute na natin pala, so 8 minus 100 over 50. So t will be equal to 10.5 seconds. So yan yung time na magiging 8 meter per second yung speed ng ating particle. So ayan. Next is tinatanong yung distance pala. So, distance and speed. So, kailangan natin ng formula in terms of x. So, ano yung formula natin kanina ng velocity? Wala pa. So, gawa tayo. So, from this one, dt is equal to dv. So, from dito kanina, so dt is equal to dv over, wait lang, negative 100 dv over v squared. So, from this one, integrate lang natin ito. So, t will be equal to negative 100. So, ano yung ginawa natin kanina? Negative 100. P raised to negative 1 over negative 1 plus c. And then t will be equal to 100 over v plus c. Ayan. So, sabi sa problem kanina, when t is equal to 0, starting time, velocity was 50 meter per second. So, when t is equal to 0, v is equal to 50 meter per second. So, t is equal to 0, 100 over v, which is 50, plus c. So, c is equal to negative 2. So, yung equation natin is t is equal to 100 over v minus 2. So, ayan yung ating equation. So, lipat natin itong mga to. So, t plus 2. So, t plus 2 is equal to, nag-add tayo ng t both sides, 100 over v, and then transpose natin yung v and itong t plus 2 dito. So, this one will be equal to v is equal to 100 over t plus 2. Recall natin, v is equal to dx over dt. So, ayan. So, dt is equal to dx over v. So, substitute natin yung v na ito. So, this one will be dt is equal to dx over 100 over t plus 2. Ayusin lang natin. dt will be equal to t plus 2. Wait lang. dx over dt. Mali. Wait lang. Mali. Isin natin. Mali. So, dx will be equal to v dt. Kasi yung v pala natin is in terms of time na siya. So, ayan. Dx is equal to v dt. So, dx is equal to, substitute natin yung v which is 100 over t plus 2 dt. Ayan. And then, pwede na tayong mag-integrate. So, ang gusto nating malaman is yung distance na na-travel niya nung yung velocity niya is 8 meter per second. So, alam naman na natin yung time na naging 8 meter per second yung kanyang velocity. So, pwede na natin siyang i-integrate na lang from there. So, from 0 to yung time na naging 8.5 yung kanyang velocity, and yung x is yung distance na yan, and from origin is 0 yung kanyang distance. So, integrate tayo. X evaluated from 0 to x and is equal to integrate natin to 100. So, let u is equal to t plus 2. This one will be yan, ln of t plus 2. Tama, ln of t plus 2. Wait lang. Let u is equal to 100 ln of t plus 2. Tama. So, evaluated from 0 to 10.5 na yung time natin. And then, this one will be equal to x is equal to 100 ln of 10.5 plus 2 minus 100 ln of 0 plus 2. So, x will be equal to x will be equal to 183.26 meters. So, ayan yung kanyang distance traveled. Ayan. Okay. So, we have here our last example. So, for case 6, the straight line motion of a particle is defined by the equation v is equal to negative 2x squared, where v is in meter per second and x is in meter, from a convenient origin along the path. When t is equal to 0, the particle is 1 meter to the right of the origin. Determine the position, velocity, and acceleration of the particle when t is equal to 2 seconds. So, yan. So, yung v natin is equal to negative 2x squared. So, recall natin, v is equal to dx over dt. So, dt is equal to dx over v. So, substitute natin itong v dito sa dito. So, dt will be equal to dx over negative 2x squared. So, ito pwede nating i-integrate. So, integrate natin. So, this one will be equal to t. And then sa kabila naman is equal to 1 over negative 2. So x raised to negative 2, that will be x raised to negative 1 over negative 1. And plus c. So yung plus c dito na natin nilagay sa kabila. So t will be equal to negative 2 multiplied by negative 1, that will be positive. So x raised to negative 1. So 1 over 2x plus c. So sabi sa problem kanina, when t is equal to 0, the particle is x is equal to 1 meter. And it is to the right of the origin. So it is 1 meter to the right of O. So yan yung ating sa-substitute dito para makuha natin yung C. So T is equal to 0. So 0 is equal to 0 is equal to 1 over 2 multiplied by 1 plus C. And then we will get C is equal to negative 1 over 2. And our equation will be equal to, equation will be equal to T is equal to 1 over 2 x minus 1 half. So let us try to multiply both sides by 2. We will get 2t is equal to 1 over x minus 1. And add 1 to both sides of the equation. We will get 2t plus 1 is equal to 1 over x. Transpose natin. Multiply both sides by x and divide both sides by 2t plus 1. We will get x is equal to 1 over 2t plus 1. So, meron na tayong x in terms of t. So, yung tinatanong is position, velocity, and acceleration of the particle when t is equal to 2 seconds. So, when t is equal to 0, x is equal to 1 meter to the right. So, tingnan lang natin kung positive ba siya or ano. So, x is equal to 1 over, when t is equal to 0. So, x is equal to 1 over 2 multiplied by 0 plus 1. And that will be x is equal to, so positive siya. So, positive 1 meter. And that is to the right. So, meaning, ang positive natin is to the right. And then, ang negative is to the left. Yan yung mga directions natin. So, we will get here now yung ating when t is equal to 2, ano yung value ng x natin, yung kanyang position. So, when t is equal to 2 seconds, so, x is yan yung kukunin natin. So, x is equal to 1 over 2 multiplied by 2 plus 1. So, x will be equal to 1 over, so 1 over 4 plus 1 will be 1 over 5. So, meter. So, it is positive. So, it is to the right of O. So, yan. So, ano pa yung tinatanong? Velocity and acceleration of the particle when t is equal to 2 seconds. So, yung velocity, pwede na nating makuha mula dito. So, substitute lang natin yung x when t is equal to 2 seconds. Yan yung x natin. So, v is equal to negative 2. So, yan. Negative 2 multiplied by 1 over 5 squared. And that will be equal to negative 2 over 25. So, meter per second. And since negative siya, that will be to the left yung kanyang direction. So, 2 over 25 meter per second. So, yung direction niya is to the left of yung kanyang direction. So, to the left yung direction niya. So, yan yung ating V. So, tinatanong pa dito yung kanyang acceleration. So, kailangan pa rin natin na mag-differentiate dito. So, yan. Differentiate natin yung equation natin na x is equal to, sana yan? 1 over 2t plus 1. So, x is equal to 1 over 2t plus 1. So, v is equal to dx over dt. So, differentiate natin ito with respect to time. So, v will be equal to ito. Derivative of 1 over 2t plus 1. So, derivative of 2t plus 1 raised to negative 1 with respect to time. So, yan yung ginagawa natin. So, v will be equal to negative 1 and derivative of 2t plus 1. So, 2t plus 1 raised to negative 2. Derivative of 2t is 2. So, yan. V will be equal to, so 2 multiplied by negative 1, that will be negative 2 all over 2t plus 1 squared. So, yan yung ating velocity in terms of time. So, ayan. Pwede nyo rin gamitin ito para kunin nyo yung velocity niya when t is equal to 2 seconds. Makukuha nyo rin is negative 2 over 25 meter per second. So, same pa rin. So, kung gusto nyong subukan, okay lang. So, yan. So, kailangan natin na lang is yung sa acceleration. So, a is equal to dv dt. So, a is the derivative of v, which is ito. Derivative of yung ating v function. So, negative 2 over 2t plus 1 squared. Or pwede natin siyang i-rewrite para mas madaling mag-differentiate as dt. Yan. Negative 2 multiplied by 2t plus 1 raised to negative 2. So, yan. A will be equal to negative 2. Itong negative 2 na to. Multiplied by ito, negative 2. Multiplied by 2t plus 1 raised to negative 3. Multiplied by the derivative of 2t plus 1, which is 2. So, a will be equal to, so 2 multiplied by negative 2 times negative 2 will be positive. So, 2 times 2 times 2, 8 over 2t plus 1 cube. So, a will be equal to 8 over 2t plus 1 cube. So, substitute na lang natin when t is equal to 2 seconds, a will be equal to 8 over 2 times 2 plus 1 raised to 3. So, A will be equal to, calculator natin, that will be 8 over 125. Wait lang. Meter per second square. So, 2 over 3. Tama. So, 8 over 125 meter per second square. So, positive yung nakuha natin. So, yung direction niya is, nasa na yung direction natin? So, positive is to the right. So, direction niya is, acceleration niya is to the right. So, yan yung kanyang acceleration when t is equal to 2 seconds. So, ayan. Kapag naman di natin kailangan sana itong A, mas madali na solution is integrate mo lang ito. Dt will be from tawag dito 0 to 2, and then yung x at time is equal to 0, yung x mo is positive 1, and then yung tawag dito, yung hinahanap natin is yung kanyang position when time is 2 seconds. So, x yung ilalagay mo dyan. So, magi-integrate ka lang dyan, and then makukuha mo na, same pa rin. Ito pa rin, x is equal to 1 over 5 meters. So, di mo nga lang alam yung ano niya, yung direction niya. So, kailangan gawin mo pa rin itong susunod na part na ito para malaman mo yung kanyang direction. So, yun lang. So, that will be all. Thank you for listening.